Hello, Unlockers. It is Friday, the 28th of May, and my name's Michelle Beckett, and I'm one half of ADHD Unlocked alongside the wonderful Stephanie Camilleri, who also joins me today. So we both have ADHD, and we set up the ADHD Unlocked community to provide a community of resources and support so that we can be the best that we can be and finally live up to our potential and talk about all the pain and shame that we've had over many years of being adults, of living with ADHD, so that we can alleviate that. So that's what we do here, ADHD Unlocked. And we tackle some difficult subjects. And this week, we've been doing something that a lot of us aren't very good at. And we've been talking about stopping. Now, the problem is, Steph, isn't it, that many of us with ADHD will carry on. We won't notice that we're getting burned out, we're getting overwhelmed, we're getting tired, we aren't looking after ourselves, we maybe even aren't eating or sleeping properly. So many reasons why we do this, but it's very common for adult ADHDers, isn't it?
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah, a lot of, well, even that diagnostic, the test, isn't it, is that is your motor kind of running as if driven by a motor, right? So yes, it is very difficult for us to stop.
Yes, and there's lots and lots of reasons for this. So one of the reasons is we might feel really guilty that we've got so many unfinished tasks that we think if we stop, even if we are tired, it's like, well, I need to do this. But then we're not physically capable of doing that. So we faff and procrastinate and put things off because we're tired and overwhelmed and our executive function isn't working because of that reason. So it's much more difficult to get those tasks done. So we're kind of in this limbo, if you like, called, somebody described it as stress laxing, where you're not really relaxing, but you're really stressed about all your undone tasks. So you're not doing either. You're not either getting things done or relaxing. So a lot of this is to do with intention. A lot of this is to do, as you just said, Steph, with being hyperactive.
Yeah, I mean, it's wired into us. It's really difficult to stop. Also, yeah, that fear of losing interest. The brain's, we've got a hungry brain. It craves stimulation, but there's no brakes. Like Dr. Ed Hallowell says, Ferrari brain, bicycle brakes. And this is the thing. This is why it's so difficult for us to stop the executive function issues that we have. Usually, we are late. Our time management's poor, so we're always kind of trying to compensate. And we feel that if we keep moving, then it won't kind of catch up to us. And that's more than just the productivity and the task front. There's also the emotional aspect, which, Michelle, I'll let you discuss this one.
Yes, because many of us with ADHD, we don't check in with our emotions. Many of us have had, challenges in our lives through having ADHD, maybe poor choices that we've made. We haven't maybe looked after ourselves well. We maybe had difficult childhoods if either one or both of our parents had ADHD. We've often had those challenges that go alongside living with adult ADHD and the emotional impact of that as well. And all of our rejection sensitivities, all of that kind of thing. But because that's really difficult to look at and really painful, we run away by keeping busy. Oh, if I keep busy, if I just stop, then that will all catch up with me and I'll have to think about that. And I've had that before where I've stopped. Years ago, I used to do this. I've stopped doing this now. I've started facing up to my emotions, sitting with them, processing them, looking at my childhood, which has been transformative. But I remember having a massage once and just sobbing and sobbing and sobbing, and then thinking, well, I'm not doing that again. Because
oh yeah. So I remember when we had that little retreat thing where we were kind of sketching out what ADHD Unlocked would look like, and I was like, let's have a massage. And I remember now I understand why you weren't that keen. So no, that's why.
I knew it would release a lot of tension, and I knew it would allow the floodgates to open to some difficult and challenging emotions and parts of my life that I hadn't wanted to face up to or deal with or process or sort out. So that's what happened there. So this is another reason. But you see, what happens is that will come and bite you on the backside, people. Sorry to say.
It does.
Yeah. And it's like a balloon. When you squeeze it, you can squeeze one part, but it pops out, the air pops out somewhere else. So it'll either come out as you being physically unwell, or you're pushing it into the long grass, but it gets bigger and bigger.
and it's hard. I can just, and even just talking from personal experience, when we talk about these things, it's our ADHD brain, particularly for the type of ADHD that can keep kind of going and doesn't like to stop. You can feel yourself going, nah, it doesn't really apply to me, or you can really, like, you really don't want to embrace this because of what it could mean. But it's true. Like, for instance, this week, just by shining a light on this topic, which so often happens with ADHD Unlocked, when we focus on a particular theme, things tend to happen for everyone, including Michelle and I, because we're putting our focus on it, and things come up. And with this week being stopping, because there are a lot of us that just don't stop. As we've had some members literally kind of just letting it all out, crying, because you're actually stopping to feel and appreciate and be aware of your situation, of what's going on. And for me and a lot of other workaholic type of ADHDers, when we stop, what happened to me this week? I got sick. Yeah. And so Michelle's always in my ear. Say, hey, Stephanie, you got to, take the breaks. Take the breaks before, take them regularly, so that you don't get to that kind of point. And it's so hard. It is really difficult.
Really difficult because we kind of, because of that guilt and shame. But the thing that changed it all for me, because I never used to do this, the thing that the game changer was all the work I did on self-love and self-compassion last year, which I was kind of forced to do in a way due to my circumstances at the time. But it really helped, because now I don't feel guilty about allowing myself that time. I don't feel like I don't deserve it. I damn well need that time, and I need that, and I owe it to myself. It's not about being productive or being a better parent or making more money or having a tidier house. I'm not doing it so that I can be better in those areas. I'm doing it because I believe this is the one life that we know we have. So we need to take those moments of joy and happy and live, because so often we're not living in the moment with ADHD. And this is so important. And as a reminder, I have this little girl, which is me in 1977, on my desk. And this is a reminder that I need to nurture her and look after her, because this is what she needs, and this is who I am. And it's been a tough journey, really difficult, but it's hard for us to stop. So go for a walk, do some gardening, do something physical. We need fidget cubes to try and keep us concentrated. Maybe we need something physical in order to stop as well. Dancing, massage. So we can't stop, I don't think, like neurotypical people, can we, in the same way?
No. And also we need each other. Like, and this keeps coming up, doesn't it? The whole, what Dr. Hallowell talks about, that, life goal for ADHD should be interdependence, not independence. That it's really difficult for us to do things, in a silo. The body double strategy definitely very much is what we need. And you could see in our WhatsApp group this week, just yesterday, because we've been shining a light on stopping. We had, members were like rolling down hills and chasing their dogs and sharing their videos and really encouraging and kind of giving permission. Everyone was giving themselves permission to stop. And that's the beauty of the community, is that we're focusing on the things that we all need to keep in sight and mind. And together with the encouragement and keeping our eye on it, we're able to kind of achieve these things, prioritize them, and see how they benefit us, which gives us more motivation to do them.
So use the community and have intent. So somebody asked the question, what's the difference between just shopping and milling about some shops and procrastinating? The difference is intent. You deserve to wander around those shops. You really do. You need that time. Our ADHD brain needs to go off and forage. And it feels better when we allow it to wander, because so often we're just trying to keep it on track, and it loves to wander around. So let's give it that time and let it and stop. And for no other reason than just because, as you keep saying this week, Steph, because we deserve it. So we've got a 3-day weekend. We've got a bank holiday. Next week, we're doing members' questions, which is really exciting. Burning questions that our members want to know about ADHD. So some really important topics are going to come up. But please do, for no other reason, just stop, because you deserve it. this week. So sign up for our newsletter to find out more. In the comments below, there'll be a link to our homepage, adhdunlocked.co.uk, to sign up for our newsletter to get more information about all our events. But, you know, it's been really transformative, hasn't it, Steph, and many of our members this week?
Yeah, and very impactful also for us, this journey. It's been, because it'll be a year soon for us since we did the first lunchtime lockdown.
No, it's over it. Well, we did
Oh.
lunchtime lockdowns in March, but since we started the community properly, it's very nearly a year. So yeah, it's absolutely transformative for all of the community, and we absolutely love doing this. And it's really important that we're reminded to do this. So keep maintaining stopping as part of your routine. It's as important as brushing your teeth. You know, you've got to keep doing it and make it a daily practice. And that's all we've got to say on this. But 3-day weekend, make sure you stop, and we will see you next week. So thank you very much, Steph, and thank you everybody for watching, and you deserve it. Take care. Bye-bye.